You might think your lights turn on, so everything's fine, right? Wrong. In Chicago, that old electric panel could wreck your entire project. If it's outdated or undersized, you're not just risking inconvenience. You could be facing failed inspections, major delays, and busted deals. Let's talk then today about when you absolutely need to upgrade. Hi, my name is Andy Nathan. I'm with Creative Smart Contractors. We provide general contracting services for people all across Chicagoland area. Going back to electrical panels, which is our conversation for today. A lot of people think an electric panel upgrade just means replacing that metal box on the wall, right? In reality, especially in Chicago, it usually is much more involved. A proper panel upgrade often includes increasing service capacity, correcting grounding and bonding, replacing outdated breakers, and sometimes upgrading the meter or even the service line so the system meets current safety and load requirements. We see this all the time on flips and gut rehabs. For example, we worked on a flip in Chicago where the property still had its old 60 amp panel. That's a no-go anymore. It technically powered some lights and a few outlets, which is great back in the day. But once we planned for modern appliances, central air, updated kitchens, and additional circuits, there simply wasn't enough capacity. To do the project correctly and pass inspection, the panel had to be upgraded. Upgrade the panel. That way, the house could handle modern living without safety risks. But panel size is also a bigger trigger for other issues. In Chicago, 60 amp, like I mentioned before, and even 100 amp panels are often undersized for today's needs, especially on renovated homes, because inspectors look at load calculations, not just whether things turn on and turn off. Wiring type is a major factor. Many older Chicago homes still have remnants of knob and tube wiring or cloth-wrapped wire. We replace this on multiple projects because it doesn't meet current safety standards or support modern electrical loads. Even if parts of the house were updated years ago, inspectors will flag these systems once walls are opened or permits are pulled. We've had projects where the panel itself wasn't the only issue. Once we opened the walls, we found old wiring that simply wasn't designed for today's usage. It was cloth. Not good. It automatically triggers upgrades because you can't tie modern systems into outdated wiring and expect them to pass. And this ties into how homes are actually used today. Think about it. Think about how much has changed in the last 20 to 30 years. We have high-speed internet equipment, multiple TVs, computers, smart home devices, security systems, charging stations, and far more appliances than were designed for even decades ago. Even something as simple as working from home adds significant electrical demand compared to how houses were used in the past. Inspectors understand this. That's why the standard is, does it work? Nah. It's, can it safely handle modern load capacity? Chicago is stricter than most other cities. Most people know this, and that's because of the fact that we have an older housing stock and we have trade-specific inspections. That means what passed 30 or 40 years ago doesn't automatically pass today because you have electricians who know what needs to happen. Even if things have been fine, even if the seller says we didn't need to, because sellers often don't upgrade the system because it's still functional for their needs. But inspectors, lenders, and insurers look at current standards, not history. When a required panel upgrade is ignored or missed, the consequences are real. Permits get held, inspections failed, contractors can't proceed, and closings get delayed. Often costs increase once the project is already underway, which is the worst time to discover it. We've seen projects slow down simply because this wasn't addressed early. The good news is, it's very manageable when identified upfront and planned into the scope. It's not about panic, it's about clarity. If you're planning a renovation, under contract, or already dealing with inspection issues, this is something you want to understand early. A short conversation can tell you whether a panel upgrade is mandatory, what's driving it, and how it fits into your overall project. If you want to talk it through, book a free 30-minute consultation. We'll review your property, your scope, and help you understand what's required before it becomes a problem. Thank you so much for listening. This is Andy Nathan. Have a great day and a better week.